Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you guys are at home safe and sound and enjoying your day. I want to talk a little bit about Palantir, Palantir Tech, ticker symbol, hashtag, $ PLTR. Maybe you guys are not aware of what Palantir is or what Palantir does, but you probably are aware that Palantir is in some way, shape, or form a military DoD prime. Palantir is a software prime, officially, unofficially. And Palantir has something called IL5 and IL6 accreditation and clearance. IL stands for impact level. There's impact level 5 and 6. 6 is the highest possible impact level that you can possibly have. And 5 is super up there. Very, very few companies in the world have impact level 5 clearance, and only 3 companies in the world have impact level 6 clearance. In order to get this type of clearance, whether it's 5 or 6, or for that case, 3 or 4, but the higher the level, the more difficult it is to get. It takes years of ass kissing, sponsors, connections, handshakes, and millions of dollars, as well as a multi-dozen man team, and specifically focused on this specific task and goal to get approved. This is fine and dandy for companies like Palantir or Microsoft or Amazon or the other handful of companies with impact level 5 and 6 clearance. Now, for most companies that are just starting, you don't have the connections and you don't have the abilities to even get these connections, because for companies like Palantir, they literally needed to sue the United States Army, win a lawsuit against the United States Army, and then actually get selected to work with the United States Army. And the rest is history because they're just so good. Most companies will never be able to do that. So Palantir started a brand new program called Fed Start. And Fed Start allows brand new startups or companies in the founder stage or the growth stage, whatever you want to call it, the companies that still got the venture capitalists investing in them. And Palantir allows those companies to piggyback on Palantir's success, connections, and tutelage and work under currently impact level 5 clearance with the United States government. And in the future, there will be impact level 6 clearance that you can piggyback on. By doing this, Palantir decreases the amount of money you need to start, and it shortens the amount of time you need in order to start, not to mention the need for the connections to work with the United States government altogether. By doing this, Palantir launches a brand new platform where they're onboarding a shit ton of new customers that are going to be using Palantir Foundry for this Fed Start. Palantir collects a fees, so now they're essentially a consulting company for this specific platform. And I believe the profit margins are going to be absolutely fantastic because Palantir doesn't really need to exert too much resources to do this. This increases the bottom line of Palantir. This increases the exposure of Palantir to many companies. And this essentially gets a lot of companies lining up to work with Palantir because now they can start rewarding their venture capitalist money because they can work with the DoD that much faster. And this is a win-win-win-win solution because the DoD can now get very important technology from new tech startups that ultimately would never be exposed to the United States DoD military otherwise, because they lack the accreditation and would never be able to gain this accreditation. Palantir started this program back in June, and it is growing like wildfire. Until today, we didn't know how successful this program was, but Palantir shed some light on this earlier today. Take a look at the screen. If you look at the screen, Palantir puts out a tweet, an X, whatever you want to call it. Palantir is proud to support and empower a growing government tech ecosystem. FedStart turns the 11-month, $2 million accreditation process into something that can be done in as little as 6 weeks and at a fraction of the cost. They put a little video over here and they just mentioned a couple of the companies that they work with, and we knew about a couple of these companies, but we didn't know that it's so many so far. Now you can go and click on each one of these. Let's see. The official Twitter account of NIH's National Center for Advancing Translation Science. Primer builds decision-ready AI for the world's most critical organizations. So they got almost 16,000 followers. They got almost 4,000 followers. This company is Quadrant Engine. They got 3,000 followers. Quadrant open source vector search engine and vector database written in Rust. Abacuse, 42,000 subscribers, use generative AI to build applied AI agents and systems. AI builds applied AI while DS teams supervise and evaluate the results. Foundational research in large language models and NAS, I don't know what that stands for. Spectre Ops, another 34,000 subscribers. Know Your Adversary, adversary simulation, dedication, resilience. Sparta Science, another 5,600 followers. We apply modern data science techniques to movement data to optimize how organizations assess, understand, and improve health and well-being. Calapose, I don't know who they are. They're a very small account. Trusted partner and global leader in AI security to ensure the rapid, secure employment of large language models for organizations at scale. Imagine this company is freaking brand new, and somehow they're already being able to work with the government because of this partnership with Palantir. Absolutely freaking like massive. This company is also tiny. Manifest Cyber, 48 followers. Security startup helping organizations with their end-to-end SBOM life cycle to reduce their supply chain risks. And then this company, meaning I don't know who they are. There's no link here. It's absolutely freaking massive. Now, if you go to Ether Squared, who keeps track of all the different types of links, he's saying that some Palantir FedStart data, more FedStart entities are being generated every week, with Q4 already being far more productive compared to Q3. FedStart began adding links in July. I expect the path of link growth to increase as Foundry is doing too during this quarter. Remember, it's all about exponential growth using what Palantir has. They're growing like crazy in every field they're touching. In Q3, there was 32.5% of the links, and in Q4, 67.5% of the links, which means we are growing like absolute freaking wildfire. It's absolutely massive. And literally, this is the blog from June 21st from Palantir that says, introducing Palantir FedStart, helping SaaS companies do business with the government. Now, guys, let's just be honest here. This is a massive opportunity to grab up market share in a market that does not really exist. It's literally created by Palantir on the back of Palantir's ability to work with the United States government, where they give big companies, small companies, and almost pre-existing companies, so tiny companies, the opportunity to work with the Department of Defense. This is huge for venture capitalists, and this is huge for the exposure of Palantir to brand new partners in the future. Not every single one of them is going to sign up with Palantir for the rest of their lives, but think about the exposure and the ability to meet new partners within the same realm of what Palantir does. This is not competition directly against Palantir. This is the ability for Palantir to actually grow and utilize the assets that they already have to generate more revenue in the future. Now, if this costs $2 million and they're saying at a fraction of $2 million, who knows what they're charging? Is it 10% for 200,000? Is it 25% for 500,000? I don't know how much they're charging. And you got to understand that they're charging a premium for the speed. Instead of 1.5 years, we're talking about for 1.5 months. This is absolutely freaking massive, guys. Not to mention, Palantir is probably charging an audit fee because they're essentially auditing all of these companies that are using FedStart to make sure that they're complying in every way, shape, and form. And in the long run, these companies are probably going to be spending a shit ton more than $2 million, but this is dragged over a long period of time. And Palantir essentially is giving out mortgages. They're the mortgage company where you pay your mortgage every single month, and Palantir makes a commission on top, right? An interest on top, so to speak, if you guys understand the analogy. Guys, Palantir is an absolute monster. I keep saying this over and over and over again. I hope it's not falling on deaf ears. If you like this type of content, go ahead and give me a comment, a like. And if you're actually watching me and listening to what I'm saying right now, you might as well, because you're actually feeling my content. And if you don't like my content, I really don't give a shit. At the end of the day, Palantir hit $18 today. I think it finished down like 3% at the low 17s. But all in all, we're still up year to date, like 170 something percent. It's absolutely freaking massive. And for all the haters that can suck a big bag of just remember, Palantir is actually up 70+% all time. You guys might forget that, but we DPO'd at $10 a share, and right now we're trading well above $17 a share, so you guys can suck it 2 times. Guys, Palantir is an absolute monster. It's going to keep expanding like wildfire. It is just going to keep growing and growing and growing because it's in so many different fields. It is literally so versatile. It's like Bruce Lee says, be like water, flow like the river. And that's exactly what Palantir does. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great evening. I'll see you guys in the next one.